So SummerSlam 2025 is coming up in New Jersey. It's exciting. And as always, whenever there's a huge event, many speculations are coming up. Cody Rhodes and John Cena will be having their WrestleMania rematch. Of course, John Cena beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas for the undisputed WWE Championship. And now Cody Rhodes seeks to retrieve it. Not just that, we're gonna see a street fight. So things are going to get wild. And as we all know, Cody Rhodes is currently the biggest face in the WWE. It's been like that for a few years already. But despite that, there's a large number of people who are pushing so hard for his heel turn. They want to see a Homelander Cody. They want to see a ruthless, angry Cody Rhodes. The same one that they saw in the Indies. And that's understandable because Cody Rhodes was a great heel in the Indies. But is this really worth it? And would it even work? A while ago, reportedly, The Rock was actually pushing for Cody Rhodes to turn heel around the time for WrestleMania 41. However, WWE was not on board with the idea. WWE didn't like this idea because The Rock was missing something, and that missing piece to his little interesting puzzle was the fact that Cody Rhodes is one of the biggest merch sellers. I mean, the guy was giving the company so much money, he still is, and on top of that, ticket sales. Cody Rhodes was a guy that kids and adults both paid to see. So yeah, he put people on their seats. He was an attraction, and he still is an attraction. There's people, a lot of people that pay to see Cody Rhodes. The guy's out there making childhoods right now. He's literally the John Cena of this era. He's the Hulk Hogan of this era, except, you know, he's not as popular as Hogan was in the 80s. That's kind of ridiculous. He was one of the most famous people in the world at the time. So no, Cody Rhodes is not at that level. But within the wrestling world, within WWE, yes, he is the top guy. Last year, Cody Rhodes, as we all know, he made history by dethroning Roman Reigns in one of the biggest, most memorable storylines ever. He dethroned Roman Reigns after that historic championship heel run, and it was all that everybody was talking about, man. I was at WrestleMania 40, you know, it was really just the energy in that building, the energy at the Lincoln Financial Field was something that was never ever felt before, at least not by me. I mean, it's not like I've been to 10,000 WrestleManias. This is the only WrestleMania I've ever been to. But people that were not even wrestling fans were still bringing this up, and they were like, who is this Cody guy? And they were talking about that moment. They were talking about how Cody Rhodes is the GOAT. I mean, I literally had people talk to me about that. So there's no doubt in my mind that Cody Rhodes was able to pull in a lot of fans, and not just during this time, but over time as well. So he brought a bunch of new fans. He brought an entire new audience to the WWE, which is really something that's important. Not only did the win at WrestleMania 40 prove that Cody was the guy, but this was also proved beforehand. We already knew this as we were entering WrestleMania 40, because beforehand, the We Want Cody movement, how can we forget that? It was one of the biggest things in wrestling in the modern years. The Rock versus Roman Reigns. It was a dream match that people were talking about for years. I was looking forward to it for years. Who knows if we get it at this point? And WWE has a history of shoving things down our throat, whether or not we like it. So they were doing exactly that with The Rock, and, well, it wasn't received very well. Despite it being a dream match, despite The Rock being literally the most famous person alive currently, fans booed him just for Cody Rhodes to get his deserved match. They wanted justice for Cody Rhodes, and they went out of their way to boo someone who is an icon, one of the biggest icons in WWE history, arguably the biggest. But they chanted, they didn't give up, they booed the hell out of this match that they were dying to see for years, just for Cody to get what he deserved, which just shows how great of a connection Cody Rhodes has with the WWE fans. He has a great connection with the crowd, with the audience, with his fans. It's crazy. Even people like Jey Uso, who are also top baby heels currently, and of course, he's really over with the crowd. Yeet. It's still not enough. It's still not Cody Rhodes level. So it's pretty unseen. Of course, wrestling fans, they like underdogs. For example, Karrion Kross and, you know, LA Knight out of nowhere. He got, you know, extremely over, and people wanted these underdogs to be pushed and, you know, get what they deserve. So it's nothing new or different, but with Cody Rhodes, it was just a whole different level that we're talking about. We're talking about having The Rock in the picture. So yeah, it was huge, and there's no one else that the crowd is connected to this much in the current roster. Cody Rhodes is definitely the guy. So does it really make sense for Cody Rhodes to turn heel? Look, It's wrestling, all right? It is wrestling that we're talking about. John Cena turned heel. Hulk Hogan turned heel. And just like they did, Cody Rhodes can too. And if anything, given that the fans want it so much, it's got to happen at some point. So I think it's definite. We're going to get it at some point. We would see him through a different perspective. We would see Cody as someone who is more legacy and pride driven rather than, just a guy with a good heart. Maybe it turns out that he was using us this whole time, using our appreciation for him only for his legacy to be built up, only for him to become someone, only for him to gain things. Because in reality, what are we getting out of cheering for Cody Rhodes? He's getting the championships. He's getting the legacy. So maybe we're just ignorant to Cody Rhodes' current intentions. Who knows what direction they'll take for his heel turn, but this is really an exciting thought. And again, Cody was a heel in the indies for a while, and people loved it because his work was amazing. And it would be even more amazing to see it happen in the WWE. But yes, while it will happen at some point, I'm not sure that it's the right time yet. Cody Rhodes is still there. He's still in his redemption era. He's still trying to get back what he needs. Let's be real for a second. Let's ask a question. Do you guys think he's doing it a little too much, possibly? I mean, he's been doing it since 2023, chasing the undisputed WWE Championship. WrestleMania 39, he failed. So he tried again. Won the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 40. He won it. And then he lost it, WrestleMania 41. And now he's trying to get it back once again. So is this an example of somebody trying to get back what they lost unfairly? Because let's be honest, Cody Rhodes didn't lose very fairly at WrestleMania 41. Or is this an example of someone being greedy and needing the championship all the time? Always wanting to be in the championship picture and never being anywhere else in the card. So again, who knows what direction they'll take, but this is something they could certainly try to build off of. And his heel turn would be one of the biggest, most important and memorable events in wrestling history. But it will be an even bigger deal if we wait more time and let Cody grow even more. Then we'll be more used to it. Then we'll be more used to his face run. Then we'll start losing hope that he turns heel. Then it'll be a lot more unexpected and a lot more shocking. The matches and storylines we would get with a heel Cody Rhodes would be insane. It's exciting to think about, I get it. But right now, WWE would lose a lot turning Cody Rhodes heel. So I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think it would be the right time for it. You don't see all the kids pushing for a Cody heel turn, and a large part of his fan base are children. We have to look at the big picture, and honestly, it just doesn't seem like it's the right time. There's a lot to lose. There's fans to lose. There's merch money to lose. There's a lot, okay? And I know, heels sell merch too. Heels are popular too. Heels could even be cheered on. I mean, Roman Reigns was cheered a lot during his heel run. Obviously, he was mostly booed, but I would argue that he was loved and people paid to see him regardless. But the thing with this heel turn is that this would be more of a betrayal than what happened with Roman Reigns, because we didn't like Roman Reigns to begin with. But the majority of fans really do like Cody. They cheer for him. They want him. They provide all the energy for Cody Rhodes. So it would be a bigger deal. It would be a bigger betrayal sort of feeling that we would feel. So in the chance that the rumor is true and that WWE decides to turn Cody Rhodes heel, which by the way, they're also saying John Cena's going to turn heel. I mean, not heel, face. So we're going to have a double turn here. This would be huge, dude. I mean, oh my gosh, that would be insane. That would make it even bigger. And, it could certainly help John Cena in his last half of his, retirement tour. I do miss the face John Cena. It would be great to get to see him once again. Hopefully it doesn't go all the way down to the last day where we still see him as a heel. So who knows? It's possible. Maybe Cena turns face, but Cody doesn't turn heel. Maybe The Rock returns. Something happens there. Dude, I don't know. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but it's certainly exciting to think about, isn't it? So I hope they make it work. If they do decide to turn Cody heel, do I think it's going to happen? No. Who knows if I'm wrong? But what do you think should happen? Should he turn heel? Is it the right time? And if it's not, when do you think the right time would be? What requirements would need to be met, in your opinion, for Cody Rhodes, for it to be like, okay, he's already done this and this and this and this. Now you can turn him heel. Now it makes sense. Also, I will be vlogging this weekend. It's going to be a SummerSlam vlog. I'm not going to New Jersey. I'm not going to SummerSlam at the MetLife Stadium. But if you didn't already know, Fandango is actually partnering with WWE, and they're going to be bringing WWE SummerSlam and other PLEs in the future to movie theaters around the nation. So I will be going to watch SummerSlam at the movie theater, and it's, you know, it's a really unique experience. I think they've done it before, but I think this is a bigger long-term deal. So I will be going to this with a friend, and I'm going to be vlogging my experience. If you guys ever think about going to a WWE show at the movie theater, this will be a little bit of an insight to how that looks like. Hopefully it's like being in a crowd where there's other wrestling fans, and, you know, the anticipation is bigger. You know, it's a bigger crowd, it's more people, although it will not compare to being in the MetLife Stadium, but it's better than being at home with like 3 people maybe, or even watching it by yourself at home if that's you. So honestly, man, we'll see how this experience goes. Who knows? I'm very excited for it though. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of this Cody Rhodes heel turn possibility. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go enjoy SummerSlam this freaking weekend, because it's going to be wild.